Hello, guys. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Kindly like, share, and subscribe. This is episode one of our show, whereby we are going to have an interactive session between me, Lillian, and Joe. We are going to discuss there's a crime that happened in Kitengela in a gaming store. So we are going to have a discussion about it, know what happened, know about the crime issues in our country, and whether the society what the society is facing all along. So, what do you think about the security levels in our country, Joe?
Hey, hi guys, I'm Joe. Personally, I think the security situation in the country is not good. We have a lot of crimes happening day in, day out, a lot of murders, a lot of hijackings, a lot of what we call conmanship and forgery. Kuwekewa mchele, this situation is not good right now. Back to you.
And what do you think makes the youth engage themselves in crime? Is it something that they are willing to do, or they just find themselves doing because of circumstances?
Okay. Personally, I think there are various reasons that make youth engage into crime. The first one is, I think, peer pressure, moving with bad company. There's also the issue of drugs. When you become a drug addict, there's need of taking drugs daily, and drugs, they are costly. So you must still to be able to take your daily dose. And I also think there, apart from peer pressure and maybe drugs, some people say it's because of poverty, and that they must fend for themselves. But for me, I don't think it's poverty. For me personally, I think it's more of a choice.
When you say about more of a choice, don't you think that most of them they don't even have that choice that you're mentioning? Because sometimes when you look at the economic side of our country, especially right now, we have there's so many demands of money, and the cost of living has gone high. Don't you think that also is an issue that makes them want to engage in crime to be able to sustain their lives?
Not really, because we have a lot of people who are undergoing who are actually living in poverty, and even if you go to the ghettos, not everyone is a criminal. We have mambogas, we have people who do border business, we have people who sell second hand clothes. Also, we also have people who are drivers, people who do they have kiosks, and others actually even have good businesses. So for me, I will think it's more of a choice. Well, being lazy, not wanting to work, because everyone is undergoing something right now. People don't have money, so if you say that people who don't have ways or money to engage in crime, it won't be good, and it will be very bad for this society. So I think it comes back to you as an individual. What do you want to do with your life? Yes.
But I would wish you to note that when people are not built on the same, they're not built on the same, they're not built the same way. So how they look at life and how they engage, sometimes they look at life differently. You, for example, you may not have a job and you're willing to go the hard way. There are people who do not have a job and they're not willing to take the risk of disappointment. So I also tend to think that pia kukosa job, kukosa hustle, pia inaweza leta stories za people engaging in crime. Because, for example, you may find even the young people in campus, for them, yes, they have feeble parents, they have everything, but they are still engaging in crime. What do you think about that?
Okay, for me, you have brought the issue of maybe background. For me, it's not about the background. I think people tend to enter into crime based on various issues, and and choices. So for me personally, I think at the end of the day, you as an individual, you have the right to say no to crime, regardless of what situation you're going through, regardless to your background. At the end of the day, you have the choice to say no to crime and not engaging in it.
What do you think about the police? Do they have do they mitigate crime properly? And even when they hold the criminals, do they have their correction centers? Do you think they are doing enough to make sure that they are well molded?
Even before going to the correctional centers, I think the police, they are under equipped, they are understaffed, they don't have the morale. Maybe they have the will, but they don't have the morale, the resources. So I think our police need to do more to prevent, not only going to apprehend the criminals. They need to do more to prevent, to take people to court on time, and to be vigilant. I think the police, actually, currently, Kenya police are doing. I cannot fault them. They are doing enough, no, but not enough. They are doing well, but not enough. If only they could add a little effort, I think we could be in a better situation. But for now, I think they are doing well, but not much. But they're trying. Not this. The police force of today is much better equipped, considering the challenges that we have. Maybe for maybe the cyber crime, but I think the police need to up their game, and pull up their socks. So for me, I think it should not reach in a level that it goes to the police. We should be able to prevent, to curb it before it reaches there. We mitigate, we prevent. That's the core. Then the other thing, our correctional facilities, I don't think they are well equipped to train and transform the convicts, people who are arrested. I think it's more of a punishment rather than a correctional facility. For me, I think in the bigger picture, we need to work harder. Not the police alone, everyone in the society need to work hard so that we can be able to prevent the root cause here, the root to prevent the root cause. And the main agenda today is how we can prevent rather than how we can deal with insecurity.
Lakini hapo kwa polisi, sometimes I tend to think the police are not doing their job well. Do you think the victims who of crime get justice?
Yeah, it's harder, because the justice is not a function of the police only. It's the whole system, right from the police, the investigators, up to the courts, then to our prisons. So maybe we have had cases where some police are bribed, and some cases don't go well. But I think here it's harder. I'm not sure. Maybe some people can comment and say if they have ever gotten justice from our courts, but we know it's not easy. So there's a video here I would like us to view about a crime that happened in Kitengela in a gaming shop, and the owner was shot, but luckily he didn't die. Let's see the video and analyze it. The guy with the cap, I think is a lookout, for the thieves. Anaangalia tu, yani, to check the surroundings. It's a short video, but let's see, and maybe you can comment and say what you learned in the video. It's a what you call a game shop or a gaming shop. This is in Kitengela. We can see the guy entering the shop. Apparently, there were other guys who are in the shop who are also part of part of the team. They were thieves. I think they were robbing the games. Wanachukua hizo magames hizo ma PS. Suddenly they get out. That guy has a gun. The one with okay. And we also had small children in the shop who are playing games. As you can see, the guy with the orange T-shirt is the owner of the shop, and then apparently has been shot. As you can see, he's struggling even to close the door. The guy is wounded. He falls down. He he's shot at the chest. Very sad, very sad, very sad to see. That's the end of the video. So that's a very sad uh, situation the guy is in, and the good news is the guy was taken to hospital and he survived. So what do you think about this incident?
Uh, uh, what I think is that crime is on a high rate, so kila mtu ajichunge. Mm. Inaitangwaje? What do you call it, self? No. What do you call this thing of could you like if you see it's not self-awareness. When you situation awareness, yeah, situation awareness, whereby you should be very careful, treat everybody as a criminal. And that I think that will help you, or a suspect. Hapo utaweza kujua juu watu wengine huingia kwa shop kama wanunuzi, but in the real sense it could mean the beginning of other things in your life. Anyway, thank you for listening to our channel.
And before we finish, I would like to ask, what do you think these robbers, if they were ever caught, what would you think the best punishment will be for these said robbers?
Hakuna sini tu to pay for their crime, wanashikwa wanafungwa, but we know the whole the process in Kenya, how they take long. So anyway, sometimes unachia watu Mungu.
For me, I will say, if they were ever, if the police, in case they get these guys, they should deal with them very fiercely, because this is very bad. And that's how for me I learned the podcast today. We should take care of yourselves and try to maintain peace and avoid crime at all costs. Thank you, guys.